One shocking decision changed everything. And now the future of Dutton Ranch has never looked more dangerous. The season 1 finale left behind broken families, hidden secrets, and questions that nobody can answer yet. If season 2 delivers on everything the ending hinted at, the next chapter could become even darker, more emotional, and completely unpredictable. Every character is standing at a crossroads, and one wrong move could destroy everything they have fought to protect. So, what could happen next? Let's break down the biggest clues, the biggest dangers, and the fan theories that have everyone talking. The ending of season 1 didn't simply close one chapter. Instead, it opened the door to a much bigger conflict that feels ready to explode. Almost every major character walked away carrying emotional scars, and none of them are truly safe anymore. That is exactly why so many fans are already looking forward to season 2. The story has reached a point where every relationship has been tested, every secret has consequences, and trust has become more valuable than ever before. One of the biggest questions moving into the new season is simple. Who is really in control now? At first, the answer seemed obvious, but as more secrets came to light, it became clear that the people pulling the strings may not be the ones standing in front of everyone. Throughout the first season, we watched alliances change almost every episode. Characters who looked like enemies suddenly became possible allies, while people who appeared loyal started hiding dangerous motives. That uncertainty has become one of the show's greatest strengths, because viewers never know who they can actually trust. What makes the story even more exciting is that nobody believes the fight is over. In fact, it feels like everything we watched so far was only the beginning. Several characters are now carrying the weight of difficult choices that cannot simply be forgotten. Some are looking for revenge, others are trying to protect the people they love, and a few may be willing to sacrifice absolutely everything if it means keeping control of the ranch and everything connected to it. That is where season 2 could become much more intense. Instead of focusing on only one conflict, the story may explore several battles happening at the same time. Every family has something to lose. Every decision could create another enemy. Even a single mistake might trigger a chain of events that nobody can stop. Those are the kinds of stories that keep audiences guessing until the very last minute. Another reason fans are so excited is because the emotional side of the series has become just as important as the action. The strongest moments are not always the biggest confrontations. Sometimes they happen during quiet conversations where characters are forced to admit painful truths they have been hiding for years. Those emotional moments make every future conflict feel even more personal because the audience understands exactly what each character is fighting for. Of course, one mystery continues to dominate almost every fan discussion online. What really happened during those final moments, and who will pay the price when the truth finally comes out? Right now, there are several possible answers, and every theory seems believable in its own way. That uncertainty is exactly what makes waiting for season 2 so difficult. Everyone is trying to connect the clues, but the writers have left just enough unanswered questions to keep fans guessing. If the next season follows the same pattern, don't expect every mystery to be solved immediately. The writers have shown that they enjoy building suspense slowly, revealing small pieces of the puzzle before delivering a major surprise. That approach keeps the tension high and makes every episode feel important. Instead of rushing toward the biggest reveals, the story gives viewers time to question every conversation, every decision, and every unexpected alliance. And honestly, that might be the biggest clue about what comes next. Season 2 may not begin with answers. It could begin with even more questions, forcing every character to choose between loyalty, revenge, and survival. If that happens, the opening episodes could set the stage for one of the most explosive chapters the series has delivered so far. One storyline that could completely change the direction of season 2 is the growing conflict inside the ranch itself. Sometimes, the biggest danger doesn't come from outsiders. It comes from people who already know every weakness, every secret, and every mistake that has been buried for years. After everything that happened in the season 1 finale, it feels like trust is disappearing faster than ever. Every conversation now carries a hidden meaning, and every decision could have unexpected consequences. The biggest question is whether the people standing together today will still be on the same side tomorrow. Throughout the first season, we watched friendships change and loyalties shift whenever the pressure became too much. That pattern may continue in season 2, especially now that the stakes are even higher. Once fear and power become part of the equation, people often make choices they never imagined they would make. One character who could find himself at the center of everything is Walken. The ending left plenty of room for different interpretations, and that is exactly why fans cannot stop talking about him. Some viewers believe he has already crossed a line that can never be undone. Others believe he is being blamed for something much bigger than he actually did. Right now, both possibilities seem believable, and that uncertainty makes his future incredibly interesting. Personally, I don't think the writers will reveal the full truth too quickly. They've done an excellent job of keeping viewers guessing, and season 2 could continue that strategy. Imagine everyone believing one version of the story, while the real events remain hidden. As more pieces of the puzzle slowly come together, the audience could discover that several characters have been hiding important details all along. That kind of slow reveal would make every episode even more suspenseful. At the same time, Beulah may be facing the hardest challenge of her life. She has spent years trying to protect both her family and the ranch while carrying responsibilities that nobody else fully understands. But every difficult decision comes with a price. If more enemies begin closing in, she may be forced to choose between protecting the ranch and protecting the people she loves. That is the kind of impossible choice that could define the entire season. Another interesting possibility is that old enemies could become unexpected allies. It may sound impossible right now, but the series has already shown that survival often forces people to work together. When a bigger threat appears, personal hatred sometimes becomes less important than staying alive. If that happens, we could see partnerships that nobody expected by the end of season 1. Of course, every great drama needs a powerful villain, and season 2 has plenty of opportunities to raise the danger even further. Whether the next threat comes from inside the family or from outside the ranch, one thing seems certain. Peace will not last very long. Every victory will probably create another problem, and every solution may introduce an even greater risk. That constant pressure is one of the reasons this story feels so addictive. Just when it looks like someone has found a way forward, another obstacle appears. The writers understand that suspense isn't only about action. It's about making viewers wonder who will survive, who will betray someone they love, and who will lose everything before the season finally reaches its conclusion. And then there's the biggest mystery of all. What if the person everyone is blaming isn't actually responsible? That single twist could completely change the audience's understanding of everything that happened in the finale. It would also force every character to question the choices they made based on a lie. If season 2 heads in that direction, the emotional impact could be just as powerful as any action-packed confrontation. No matter which theory turns out to be correct, one thing feels almost guaranteed. The opening episodes of season 2 won't waste time throwing viewers back into the middle of the conflict. Secrets will continue to grow, relationships will be pushed to their limits, and every answer will probably create 2 brand new questions. If that's the plan, the next chapter could be even more unpredictable than the first. While the mystery surrounding the ranch continues to build, there is another storyline that could become the emotional heart of season 2. No matter how dangerous the outside threats become, the future of the Dutton family will always depend on the people fighting to stay together. The battles over land and power may grab everyone's attention, but it is the personal relationships that truly keep viewers invested. One relationship that fans will be watching closely is Beth and Rip. They have been through more heartbreak than almost any couple in the Yellowstone universe, yet they continue to stand by each other no matter what. That doesn't mean life will suddenly become easier. In fact, the season 1 ending suggests that their biggest challenges may still be ahead. Instead of finally enjoying a peaceful life, they could find themselves pulled back into another dangerous conflict. Every time it seems like they are ready to move forward, the past somehow catches up with them. That pattern has followed them for years, and season 2 may continue that tradition. The difference this time is that they have much more to lose than ever before. Carter's future is another question that cannot be ignored. Throughout the first season, he struggled to find where he truly belonged. He wanted independence, but at the same time, he needed people who genuinely cared about him. That emotional conflict made his story feel incredibly real. Like many young people, he wanted to make his own decisions while also searching for a place to call home. I think season 2 could finally push Carter toward becoming more mature. After everything he has experienced, he knows that every decision carries consequences. If he continues making emotional choices without thinking about the future, he could put not only himself, but everyone around him in danger. That realization alone could become one of the biggest turning points in his character's journey. Then there is Oriana. Her future suddenly became much more uncertain, and fans are eager to see what happens next. If she truly wants to build a better life, she will need people she can trust. But trust has become one of the rarest things in this world. Every promise is tested, and every relationship is challenged by circumstances that seem impossible to control. One interesting possibility is that Carter and Oriana begin supporting each other in ways neither of them expected. They have both been forced to grow up much faster than they wanted. That shared experience could create a stronger bond between them. Instead of allowing fear to pull them apart, they may discover that facing their problems together gives them the strength to keep moving forward. Of course, nothing will come easily. The world of Dutton Ranch has never rewarded characters simply because they have good intentions. Every step toward happiness usually comes with another obstacle waiting around the corner. That is exactly why viewers become emotionally attached to these characters. They never stop fighting, even when the odds seem impossible. Another reason this storyline feels so important is because it represents hope. In a series filled with betrayal, violence, and painful sacrifices, moments of hope become incredibly valuable. They remind us that not every battle has to end in tragedy. Sometimes surviving together can be the greatest victory of all. At the same time, outside enemies are unlikely to disappear. If anything, they may see the family's emotional struggles as the perfect opportunity to strike. A divided family is always easier to attack than a united one. That means every disagreement inside the ranch could make the external threats even more dangerous. Personally, I believe the writers will continue balancing emotional storytelling with shocking twists. They know fans enjoy the suspense, but they also understand that viewers care deeply about these characters. The strongest episodes are usually the ones that combine both elements. Just when you think someone is finally safe, another surprise changes everything. By the middle of season 2, we could see the ranch standing at its most dangerous crossroads yet. Families may be forced to choose between loyalty and survival, old wounds could reopen, and shocking truths might finally come to light. If that happens, the second half of the season could become even more intense than anything we've seen before. As the pressure continues to build, season 2 could introduce an even bigger challenge that no one sees coming. Throughout the first season, the characters were mostly reacting to problems as they appeared. But this time, they may have to prepare for a battle that has been quietly growing in the background all along. Sometimes the most dangerous enemy is the one nobody notices until it's too late. One thing that makes this series so exciting is that every victory comes with a cost. Even if the Dutton family manages to overcome one problem, another one quickly takes its place. That endless cycle keeps the tension alive and makes every episode feel unpredictable. Fans have learned that nobody is completely safe, and no decision is ever as simple as it first appears. Another possibility is that hidden secrets from the past finally begin to surface. The writers have dropped several small clues throughout the story, suggesting that not every truth has been revealed. Some characters may be carrying secrets that could completely change how we see them. If those secrets come out, long-standing friendships could fall apart, and new rivalries could begin almost overnight. I also think season 2 could spend more time exploring the emotional consequences of everything that happened before. Physical battles eventually come to an end, but emotional wounds often last much longer. Some characters may struggle with guilt, while others become more determined than ever to protect the people they love. Watching those internal battles unfold could be just as powerful as any dramatic showdown. Then there is the future of the ranch itself. The land has always been more than just property. It represents family, sacrifice, and generations of hard work. Losing it would mean losing a part of who these characters are. That is why every threat against the ranch feels so personal. It is not simply about ownership. It is about protecting a legacy that many people have given everything to preserve. If outside forces continue closing in, the Dutton family may be forced to make sacrifices they never imagined. Some may choose to fight until the very end, while others could believe that making peace is the only way to survive. That difference in opinion alone could create major conflict within the family. Sometimes the hardest battles are not fought against enemies. They are fought between people who love each other but cannot agree on what the future should look like. One fan theory that has gained attention is that an unexpected character could step forward when everyone else is losing hope. This series has always enjoyed surprising viewers by giving overlooked characters an important role at the perfect moment. If that happens again, one unexpected decision could completely change the direction of the story and catch both the characters and the audience off guard. At the same time, I don't expect the writers to answer every mystery right away. They have done an excellent job of building suspense one episode at a time, and I think they will continue using that formula. Every answer will likely raise another question, encouraging fans to keep guessing until the season finale. That slow build is one of the biggest reasons the show remains so entertaining. Looking ahead, I believe the final episodes of Season 2 could deliver some of the biggest twists the series has ever seen. Alliances may change once again, trusted friends could become enemies, and shocking truths might finally be revealed. Whether those twists lead to heartbreaking losses or hopeful new beginnings remains to be seen, but one thing feels certain: the road ahead will not be easy. And that's exactly why the wait for Season 2 feels so exciting. The ending of the first season left enough unanswered questions to keep fans talking, and if the next chapter continues building on that momentum, we could be in for an unforgettable ride filled with suspense, emotional moments, and surprises that no one sees coming. So when could fans finally return to Dutton Ranch? Right now, there hasn't been an official release date announced for Season 2. That means every prediction should be taken as speculation until the studio shares more information. Still, based on how successful the first season has been and the excitement surrounding its future, many fans believe the next chapter could already be a major priority. If production continues smoothly, we may not have to wait too long before hearing more updates. Usually, as a new season gets closer, we start seeing casting news, behind-the-scenes photos, or official announcements that slowly build excitement. Until then, fans will continue searching for every little clue that might reveal where the story is heading next. One thing that feels almost certain is that the writers know exactly how much anticipation they've created. They ended Season 1 with enough unanswered questions to keep viewers talking for months. That is a smart way to keep the audience invested because every fan has their own theory about what could happen next. Some believe shocking betrayals are coming, others expect emotional reunions, and many are convinced that one major twist will completely change the story. Personally, I think the biggest strength of Dutton Ranch is that it never follows the easiest path. Just when you think you know what's coming, the story takes an unexpected turn. That unpredictability is what makes every episode feel exciting. Instead of giving fans exactly what they expect, the series constantly challenges those expectations and delivers surprises at the perfect moment. Season 2 also has the opportunity to expand the world even further. We could learn more about the characters' pasts, discover new rivalries, and watch familiar faces deal with challenges that test them like never before. Every season should raise the stakes, and based on everything we've seen so far, the next chapter has the potential to do exactly that. Of course, until official details are released, everything we've discussed remains fan speculation inspired by the Season 1 ending and the biggest questions it left behind. That's part of the fun. Trying to connect the clues, building theories, and imagining where the story could go next is what makes waiting for a new season so exciting. Whether your favorite character is Beth, Rip, Carter, or someone else entirely, there's no doubt that every fan will be hoping their journey continues in a satisfying way. But if this series has taught us anything, it's that nothing comes easy. Every victory has a price, every secret eventually comes to light, and every choice can change the future forever. Now it's your turn. What do you think will happen in Dutton Ranch Season 2? Who do you believe will become the biggest threat? Do you think Oz,